Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com, and this next Q&A video is, can you turn off your pump on your water cooling system when you're not using your computer system? So let's just say you go to sleep and all you do is yank the pump, so the pump is no longer on, but you leave the system running. Good idea? No, never, ever, never, ever disconnect the pump on a water cooling system. I cannot stress that enough. It doesn't matter if you're using the computer system or not using the computer system. Do not ever disconnect the pump on a water cooling system, because when you think the system is inactive, you're not using it, it might not be. Some kind of Windows maintenance might kick in, some other kind of system software might detect that the system is idle and then do what it's supposed to do. Now, if the pump fails, or if you disconnect the pump intentionally and the system is left on and the CPU goes into load, a number of things can happen. Best case is this: you have a relatively new motherboard and the motherboard will detect that the CPU is too hot and shut the system down. However, if that fails, well, you're into a worst case scenario. You lose the CPU, possibly lose the CPU and the motherboard, and also it could catch fire. So that's why it's never advisable to disconnect the pump intentionally from your water cooling system. Now, if it, God forbid, fails, well, that's a whole different thing altogether, something that you really can't avoid. But just keep an eye on the pump. If you hear some strange noises from it, or if you think it's malfunctioning, replace it immediately. I hope this answers your question, and keep your questions coming. If you have a question for me, head on over to 3dgameman.com and post it in the forum.